Hello everyone, this is Maurizio, editor-in-chief of Power Electronics News, and today I am here at the PCIM showing in Nuremberg, and I have the pleasure to be here with Mark Hing, Director of Automotive Systems at Texas Instruments TI. Hi Mark, welcome aboard. How are you?
Thank you, Maurizio. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again as well. How's it going? Everything is good?
Yes, I just got here yesterday, and opening day of PCIM. A lot of exciting new, displays and new trends on display here at the show.
Yeah, good. So I would like to talk with you about software-defined vehicles. So as the software-defined vehicles become the new way of automotive innovation, so the role of semiconductor has never been probably more critical in this period. From enabling zonal architectures to delivering advanced in-cabin experiences. So semiconductor, scalable semiconductor solutions are key to making the next generation of vehicles viable, both in terms of technical, commercial point of view. So why are cost-efficient semiconductors such as critical enabler for the accessibility and widespread adoption of software-defined vehicles? So how do they impact OEMs' ability to scale?
So I think that question, maybe we can take one step back and kind of look at what is a software-defined vehicle, because there's multiple definitions of that. But really, to me, a software-defined vehicle is about how do we enable an architecture that enables these car manufacturers to really separate the hardware design from the software design.
Okay.
And then how do we take care of security and safety and all that stuff. But really, if you look at it, the zonal architecture, anything ranging from like the central compute to how the data is transferred over to the zone control modules and overall to the edge nodes, there is really an evolution that's happening in overall semiconductors, right? So if you look at zone control, rather the central compute, you're going to have a very powerful processor which is maybe connected to the cloud. You're going to have connectivity, whether it's Ethernet or CAN-based connections. In certain cases, you'll have like ether rings and all that stuff for transmitted audio over it. And then also things like power distribution or load actuation or simple sensing types of solutions. The amount of semiconductors that is required in order to make this type of software-defined vehicle is at an extremely all-time high. And we've talked a lot about electrification, right? But we're not talking about electrification here, but we're literally talking about when we're starting to consolidate all of this stuff into zones, the amount of semiconductors you start using is at an all-time high. And the supply, the costs, the efficiency, the ability that you can scale is at a premium here.
So how are you supporting OEMs across different vehicle architectures from legacy to zonal?
So first of all, not every single OEM is going as quickly to, let's say, zonal. We like to say, oh, SDV is the future. Yes, it is the future.
Okay.
I think every OEM has a roadmap to get there. Okay. But it doesn't mean that the overall, it's going to change overnight. So in our view from Texas Instruments, we're supporting everything from, traditional domain-based architectures all the way through zone. And that means that if we do everything from CAN to LIN to PSI-5, like legacy interfaces, all the way up to Ethernet or, the newer types of vehicle networks that are coming out. If you look at, power supplies of a vehicle, whether it's 12 volt or 48 volt, right? TI has been a leader in this space, and basically we are agnostic to the types of voltages, and that's power distribution. But as far as like load actuation, the motor drivers that we're doing to drive your windows, to drive your door locks and all that stuff, right? Again, that's 12 volt or 48 volt. So we are agnostic to the type of change that's happening, and you still need this types of functionality. Like a door still is a door. Whether it's a zone architecture or a domain architecture. So everything from network to power to load actuation to power distribution with like high side switches, fuses, right? That's really how we're supporting, because we are offering the entire range of solutions to an automotive OEM.
Thank you. So the integration, when we are talking about integration of advanced vehicle features, so in a cost efficient is important, is so important. I would say. So what effect does this have on the broader accessibility of the next generation of vehicles?
Really interesting question, right? I think if we look at software-defined vehicles, one of the biggest benefits that we always claim to see is that we can actually generate new revenue streams. Well, OEMs can generate new revenue streams. For you and I as a driver, we're very excited to see, oh, we have feature A enabled and a feature B enabled, but I think what we hate is, are you going to pay $9.95 a month, and are you going to pay $49.95 a month for this feature A, B, and C, and so on? And yes, it is true that when you sell your vehicle, maybe somebody else can enable feature C instead of feature B. Those are all great things, but what we are trying to do is deliver low-cost silicon, because we do not want to sell, we don't want to make SDVs more expensive. We want to make them accessible. Right, so to have these features be able to be upgradable over time, it's nice to hear, but in practice, nobody wants that. And so you need to create silicon that's easily that we integrate different types of features. It brings a lot of different technologies together, but also we need to deliver silicon that's affordable and low cost and very high volume.
In conclusion, Mark, which message you would like to give to our audience here at PCIM?
I think the overall message is Texas Instruments is committed to the overall SDV evolution, but in order to make that evolution happen, it really requires a broad range of semiconductors, and that could be anything from like sensing to microprocessors to networking solutions, or power distribution or load actuation. I could keep the list going on and on. But at Texas Instruments, we have all of those technologies, and we are committed to making them accessible, and we are committed to making SDVs, not higher cost, but lower cost, so that we can all enjoy them.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank
Have
you.
a good show at PCIM.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.